Hello everybody and welcome back, and today we're talking about WASD hacks. Now first things first, let's take a look at how long it takes for a set of torpedoes to actually get to a target roughly 6.5 kilometers away with a minikaze. So first things first, a minikaze takes 47 seconds to reload torpedoes. If you have a skill, it's a little bit faster. Then if you take a look at a target that's 6.5 kilometers away, that's perfectly stationary, it'll take the torpedoes roughly 35 seconds to get to target. Of course, if the target is coming towards you, then of course the point of impact in terms of time is going to be a little bit sooner. So estimating about maybe 25 seconds. Alright, so how to use this knowledge to effect in a real battle. So here I am in my Arpeggio Haruna, which is basically a Congo. And 6 kilometers away, I see a kamikaze R. Now, I see this kamikaze R and it's turning away from me, so in my mind, alright, there's probably some torpedoes heading my way. Okay, that's fine. Starting point. Torpedoes coming towards me, I hit the timer. Alright, so now, I know I was approaching this kamikaze R, so probably that would have been roughly 25 seconds maybe for those torpedoes to get to me. So I know there's about another roughly 20 seconds-ish for a reload. So right here, that kamikaze R should be pretty close to reloaded. So what I do is I keep going in a nice straight line. It's sort of a mind game here, right? So I go in a nice straight line, and I'm pretending to be a noob. And roughly around 30 seconds, assuming that right as the torpedoes reloaded, the kamikaze might have launched. So around 30 some odd seconds, I start turning the other way. Now, what if the kamikaze was smart and had held onto the torpedoes? Okay, so I turn away fully, go for another couple seconds, assuming that now the kamikaze thinks, okay, you've actually turned and now are heading in a straight line. Boop. Less than probably about 15 seconds later, I start turning it again, and of course, torpedoes completely miss. Reset the timer. Here we go, from 0 again. Guessing it'll probably be around 20 seconds before the kamikaze reloads. And also, Nyan Hellcats, just in case you ever watched this video, hello to you. Yeah, okay. Anyways, back to this. So roughly around 20 seconds, and you see, once again, I'm heading in a nice straight line. So on the torpedo prediction for the destroyer, it looks like I'm being very, very, very dumb, and I'm heading in a nice straight line. Ooh, okay. So getting close to 30 seconds, I turn away a little bit. So this drops my speed a little bit, also changes where the predictor will be. Okay, about maybe 10 seconds or so of this, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start turning again. You have to play these mind games on destroyers. So there we go. 10 seconds of going the other direction, I now head in the other way, just in case the destroyer held the salvo for a little bit longer to see if I did anything. And now, turn completely the other way, and of course, the destroyer, which fired at one of those two predictors, completely will miss again. But someone out there has to be saying right now, hold on a second, this destroyer that you're running into is maybe a bit silly. What if you ran into a destroyer who was predicting your movements? That's okay. The thing about true WASDing is not being predictable at all. It's about knowing the capabilities of the destroyer that you're facing. So right now, again, around 25 seconds, I'm like, okay, this enemy destroyer has probably got torpedoes reloaded, has probably fired another salvo, estimating another 20 odd seconds before that salvo reaches me. So I will begin a turn into the opposite direction, and if that torpedo salvo does come, then maybe I'll turn into it this time. And, you know, as a battleship, you can take one hit, as long as you don't take the full salvo. Salvo arrives roughly around where I'm predicting it'll arrive. Pretty easy turn to get through the torpedoes. And so that's what I'm trying to really get at, is that you have to be unpredictable. But at the same time, being unpredictable doesn't mean just make random turns all over the place. Being unpredictable means that you understand what the capabilities of the enemy destroyer is. You try to lure that destroyer into doing things that you can predict. So, okay, I'm going to head in a nice straight line for you, so it looks like I'm going to give you a salvo. But knowing that it'll take you another 20 seconds to reload, and now, okay, you've got your torpedoes reloaded, I'm guessing I'm looking like a pretty tempting target. Give you another 5 or 10 seconds to decide, okay, now I'm going to suddenly switch direction. Oh, okay, maybe you're just waiting for me to make that move. All right, I'll make it look like I'm going to head in a straight line for another 10 seconds. You're probably pretty confident that I'm now thinking that I might have dodged you. Okay, now I'm going to make a sudden turn again, right? Those are all mind games, and that is what true WASD hacks is. You know, if you look at other videos or whatnot where somebody goes, oh, I made this turn like in the nick of time. That's not WASD hacks. That's simply trying to press the only button you've got at that time to do the only amount of dodging you can based on your turning circle. But that isn't actually WASD hacks because that's all your ship can do at that time. And whether you get hit or not get hit is completely dependent on whether the enemy did the right thing or maybe whether or not you hit it in time. But because in terms of turning circle radius and all that, that's all pretty set already. If you really, really, really want to mess with destroyers, you gotta play these mind games with them. You gotta give them that belief that they can hit you, but knowing their capabilities, you use it against them. And of course, for Kyogia, who was in the Kamikaze R, I was one very frustrating target, if you read in the chat. He did not enjoy what I did to him, which was made even sweeter for me because he finally got frustrated, used his guns, and I saw him at 10.7 kilometers, fired my 2 forward guns, and I actually managed to, oh yes, I'm going to kill him with my main guns. Anyways, folks, I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a good one, take care, and I'll talk to all of you again soon.